Oh my gosh, 2 videos in a row. Y'all must have done something special to get extra Biffy videos from Santa. And I've done something wrong because I can't light my friggin' cigarette. Alright, I'm gonna be awkward. Chill out here, close-up view of the boob. There we go. So, something that I see a lot from people on Just No Milk. Well, there's the standard, oh well, my mom / mother-in-law isn't as bad as blah, and then like they start saying a horrific shit because, you know, people normalize their abuse. But something else that a lot of new people say, and it's always funny because there's a really good culture in Just No Mill. Like the mods do a fucking amazing job. And I like to think that I've contributed to like shaping this culture, so I'm kind of proud of it. But one of the things that's really, really awesome is you'll see all of these people saying, oh, well, I have to, blah, 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 whatever it is. And people are like, no, you don't. I have to go on vacation with my mother-in-law. I have to have Christmas at her house. No, you don't. Here's the thing. You don't have to do shit. You don't have to do jack all. Oh, well, if I don't, they'll make my life hell. Yeah, that's how manipulative people get their way. Oh, I have to or I feel so guilty. And I actually need to figure out how to move it from my old laptop to my new one. But I had a macro where I explain like the 3 things that manipulative and abusive assholes will use to keep you sort of tied into their system is fear, obligation, and guilt. So if you're feeling guilt while dealing with a jackhole, odds are pretty good, especially if you were raised with them or if you have enabler tendencies. Odds are pretty good that's what's happening, is that you're putting your needs before the needs of your abuser, and that's triggering the guilt. So, if you don't want to feel guilt, I can't say just choose not to, but just realize, like, okay, so, you know, I'm being manipulated and I feel guilty. It's not the end of the world, and you can choose to not do it. So, let's say you've got a manipulative grandma who sees her grandkids once a week, and, like, she's a fucking horrible human being, and you don't want to deal with her anymore. You can say no. You can even say, you know what? Our relationship between you and me is not very good right now, and I'm not comfortable having you around my kids. So you can either fix that and start treating me like an adult and treating me with politeness and kindness, or you can not see my kids again. Like, your call. I'm not forcing you to do anything. I'm just telling you what my boundaries are, and those are people who are rude to me do not get access to my children. Perfectly reasonable. They might throw a fit, they might be miserable, there might be screaming, which I just posted a video. I do not put up with screaming. No, Bibi does not put up with people screaming at her. Doesn't fucking happen. Because I leave. So when you have all these people and you're like, oh, well, I have to do this. No, you really, really, really don't. And everybody isn't like trying to climb down your throat or up your ass and, you know, make light of your situation. But there's only a few situations where you really do have to do what these people say. One is if you're financially beholden to them, and that sucks. And there are some people who have a beautiful post history. The counselor's daughter has a wonderful, wonderful post about how she's managed to cut her mom out of her financial life. And yeah, she's having to do some stuff that she's really not happy with and not comfortable with for her kids. She's had to pull them out of the school that they've gone to for 7 years and put them in a public school because her mom has been using money as a way of getting control and keeping control. But she's managed to exit that control dynamic, and that's really, really, really awesome and important and fabulous, and it's great to read. So you don't have to be around these people if they're miserable. You really don't. You don't have to let them have access to your kids if they treat you like shit. They can threaten grandparents' rights all they want. It's extremely unlikely that they're going to get them. They're probably going to waste a lot of money on lawyers. You know, it's a social construct that you've fallen into, and you've boxed yourself in by eliminating choices that you might need to revisit, because guilt won't kill you, and the more you lean into it, especially in a situation with an abuser or a manipulator, the better it is. I actually consider guilt sort of like, especially when I was dealing with my mom, guilt is sort of like a perverse compass. The more guilty I felt, the more I was going in the right direction. Because with fucking Linda, I'd been, trained since, I could talk, that my job was to take care of her, and anytime I put myself or my needs or my family first, or anything above taking care of, grown-up toddler, I was hit with guilt like it was a sock full of pennies. But the more I started taking care of myself and doing what was right for me and my family, the more guilt I felt. So I got to the point where I would sort of lean into the guilt and just follow that, and 100% of the time it led me in the right direction. Now, if you're dealing with a normal person and you're feeling guilty, you're probably doing something shitty. But it's pretty easy to take a step back and figure out if that's what's going on, or if you're having your guilt used as something, a lever that can be used to manipulate you with. So you don't have to go on vacation with these people. You don't have to give them every other holiday. Like, we see one of my mother-in-laws every other Christmas. It's just a thing that happens, but if it didn't work for us, then I would have no problem shutting it down. We're only there for a couple hours, and it's once a year. My husband handles all of it, and I don't super deep clean my house, and I don't cook. And we also usually don't do it on Christmas. Christmas Day, usually my husband and I both work, so we pick another day that works for us. And if they throw a fit and cry and scream, and you can decline to go on the guilt trip. Like, they're adults, they can handle their own feelings, and it is normal for children to move on and move away, especially when they have kids. But you don't have to give up all of your vacation time to go spend time with them. You don't have to, so. And if there is a healthy family dynamic in place, you want to hang out and spend time together. If you dread it, if it makes you miserable, if it makes you unhappy, life is too fucking short. I mean, I almost died last July in a car accident. And I'm still in a lot of pain from it. I found out that I have, in my neck, 5 of the bones were fractured and 2 of them were probably fractured. I've got bone healing scars all through my neck from my car accident. You could check out tomorrow. So there is no reason to spend time with people who make you feel fucking miserable. And if your partner joins the guilt brigade, it's like, oh, you have to spend time with my mom. No. They are welcome to have whatever relationship with their people that they want. You don't have to have one as well. And if your partner is consistently choosing their family of origin over you, then they need counseling, and they need to learn that that's not okay. Because when you marry someone or you agree to partner with them, they become your family, and your parents become your extended family. So if you're not gonna, lose your shit because you can't spend Christmas with your second cousin, you shouldn't lose your shit because you can't spend Christmas with your parents anymore. You're an adult. You move on. And people, sometimes these women will be like, oh, well, you just don't understand. I've got a fucking kid. I fully expect at some point she's going to partner up, and we're either going to share holidays or we're going to not do it on the actual day of the holiday. We're going to, you know, have Thanksgiving dinner where we like get together at a restaurant the Friday before or the Friday after, or whatever works for all of our schedules at that point. But yeah, it's really unreasonable to expect your kid to and their partner to drop everything and spend every, like, I mean, I don't expect her to spend one day a week coming over and spending an entire day at our house once she's in college, much less once she has a partner and is, you know, developing her own life as an adult. So those are really super unreasonable expectations. And people can have them and you don't have to fill them. You know, it's not a requirement. And if your life gets busy or complicated or you keep growing, then you can opt out at any point. That's it. And I understand it's really hard to sometimes battle the guilt monster, but do it, you know? And the more you do it and live your own life... Oh, dropped my lighter. You gotta cleave it shut. Oh, yeah. The more you do it, the less guilt you're gonna feel. So if you're easily manipulated by guilt, part of that is a mother-in-law problem or a mom problem or a partner problem, and part of it is a you problem. And once you own your part of that problem and you stop engaging and rewarding people who put you on guilt trips, the easier and happier your life is going to be. All there is to that. Sparkling water. Oh yeah. Alright, that's it. Oh man, that was an unflattering close-up. Just pretend I look like 30 pounds thinner than I really am. I hope that was helpful for some of you, and y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.